Hello, Happy New Year. This is Dr. Paulette Jones-Olasoji. Guess what? This is the first Monday of 2025 in January. So I'm in Houston, Texas, and I'm trying to do a series on friendship. I've heard a lot of people say, beginning in 2025, I'm dropping off all dead weight. I'm not going to carry anybody else's burden. And they're saying a whole lot of stuff. And some of them are talking about people they've been friends with for 20, 20 years or 10 years. And one thing happens and they cannot get past it. They won't even talk about it. And most of the time, the friends don't even know what they're talking about when they do talk about it. So it causes an issue. So I picked up a little book, and the book was so interesting. I was helping a family member clean out his house, and I found a book on moments of friendship. And it was written by Robert Strand. I want to share a couple of little stories from this book. My daughter and her friends came by on yesterday, and I'm at my daughter's house in Houston, and we're talking about something that happened at a friend's house. They all feel the same way about it, but nobody is willing to tell the friend. And the reason they say it's because the person feel like they're right. And when they feel like they're right, when you tell them, they're going to be offended. Now they're going to begin to blame you for whatever was going on. And I said, I think I would have said something, but they say, okay, you won't have a friend. Maybe that's true. But I want to share this with you. I'm going to have to put on my glasses because, I don't see so well. I'm a little bit hoarse because the weather is changing up here. But let me read this to you. And consider this day one of moments in friendship. My best friend. The late Dr. W.L. Steiger, while pastoring a church following World War II, asked a young man from the congregation, a returning naval officer, this question: what was your most exciting adventure during the war? And he said, we were cruising through a submarine zone in North Atlantic and knew that a wolf pack of enemy subs was near. Naturally, we were all alert to the danger. It was early morning and not my watch, but I was up much before dawn on that fateful morning. I felt that I just wanted to be on the bridge because I was also afraid. We were troop shipping, carrying 10,000 soldiers on their way to Europe. I had a great sense of responsibility for those American GIs and their safety. About half an hour after I went up on the bridge with the captain, the sun just barely began to come up out of the east horizon. We watched in fascination. It was beautiful as we were looking at it through our glasses. We both spotted it at the same time. We watched the white wake of a torpedo head straight for our ship. It was a terrorizing thing. We couldn't dodge it. We had no time to maneuver our cumbersome ship out of the path. The captain turned to me, thinking of those 10,000 boys asleep down in the holds, and said, this is it. My heart stood still. Of course, the captain called all hands to their battle stations, but it seemed like such a futile gesture. Then suddenly something happened which none of us had even considered. There was a destroyer riding to our port, battling the waves. The skipper of the smaller ship had seen the same thing that we'd seen from our bridge. The enemy torpedo out of that Nazi wolf pack of subs headed straight for the middle of our ship. That young skipper instructed his engine room, all engines ahead, flank. This headed his destroyer straight into the path of that torpedo. It struck full impact about midship and sank it less than 10 minutes with most of her crew going down with her, including that young skipper. He knew when he gave that order that he and his crew would be lost. But he didn't hesitate a single second. He willingly gave himself for more than 10,000 others. That young skipper, he was my friend. What's the quote? What's the thought for today? Actions, not words, are the proof of positive love. The scripture that comes to mind with this is, greater love hath no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. John 15:13. You can tell a person how much you love them, but when they judge by your actions and how you can walk around angry with them over little something that they helped thought were correcting, and rather than you accepting it or going back and do some self-reflection, you start blaming them for things. If you're the skipper, you're the one in charge, and you see the enemy coming, you might have to lay down your life for your friends, for your troop. This young skipper, knowing he and his crew would go down, thought about the 10,000 that were to come and laid down his life. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to walk away and blame everybody else for what you did not successfully do on your watch? This is Dr. Paulette Jones Olasoji. I pray that you have a friend that you love so much that you're willing to lay down your life for them, that you're willing to go and tell them, this is what made me feel the way I do, and accept the fact that you just could have been wrong. Don't blame others. If you're in the leadership position and it happens on your watch, you might just have to say, all men at their station. May God bless you and keep you is my prayer. This is Dr. Paulette Jones Olasoji. Join me every Monday for probably the next 2 months, giving you little nuggets on friendship. I love you. Happy New Year. May God keep you is my prayer.